Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. Here we are in the middle of the week, in the middle of our conversation about the book Habakkuk. Now remember, first couple days I've talked about how Habakkuk cries for help. God says he's going to answer. God tells him the answer. And Habakkuk says, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta do something else. So then God responds again. We find this in chapter 2, beginning with verse 2. Then the Lord said to me, that's Habakkuk, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. This vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Well, now we have God once again answering Habakkuk's concerns, his doubt, his arguments. And it's okay to argue with God. I've done that many times. Now, it doesn't mean that I get to win the argument. I always lose. And I always have to admit that, yeah, he was right in the first place. But it's okay. It's okay to be mad at God. He understands. Living in this world is difficult. It's painful. Bad things happen, and they happen to all of us. Some seem to be worse than others. Very, very few people get through this world without anything happening that's bad, that isn't bad. Just doesn't work that way. We live in a sinful world, and in a sinful world, bad things happen. Regardless of what we do, regardless of how we act, regardless of how faithful we are, bad things happen. But yet, that's not the final story. That's not the end of the story. That's not the final word. And God tells Habakkuk here, he starts describing the final word. He says, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. Write it down, Habakkuk. Don't just listen. Put it down. So when you get confused or you forget, and others around you say, well, hey, what's going on? You got it right there. You can go back and read it. So runners can take it to other people. God knows that Habakkuk is the only one that questions his actions. He knows you're not the only one who continues in the path of Habakkuk. But he says, write it down. And what does he want to write down? Well, the whole chapter describes that, and I'm not going to read all of it, but I will read the first part. This vision is for a future time. Now remember, God's timing is not ours. Ours is very short. His is very long. God's plans have been in the works for a long, long time. And they're going to end up somewhere in the future. Maybe I'll live long enough to see it. Maybe I won't. But it doesn't matter. It's still going to happen. So he says, the vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. Now here's the definitiveness of God. The time is yet to come, but it will come. I remember the old movie, The Robe, with Richard Burton and I forgot the lady's name. And in the end, they are telling the emperor, that God's kingdom will come. They may not see it. He may not see it, but it will come. Now it ends that they get condemned to death, but that's just a Hollywood picture. But the point is that God's plans will come. You can't stop them. Nobody can. They can try. Hitler tried. It didn't work. And he wasn't the first to try. There are people today who do that. In the name of God, they do that. But God's plan's bigger. And he said, it will come. Now, here's the important part of this. He says, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently. Have you ever thought God didn't work very fast? Did you ever have a problem that it seemed like somebody needs to speed this thing up? Well, we're human. Of course we feel that way. And we want an answer. And we want it fixed. Some of us have the personality of a fixer, as they say. I'm a fixer. I like to fix things. If there's a problem, I want to fix it so I can move on. And it doesn't matter whether it's a plumbing problem or an electrical problem or a carpenter problem or a people problem. I want to fix it. Now, if it's a plumbing problem, the pipes don't have any thoughts. They're just inanimate pieces of something, plastic, steel, whatever. They don't care. But if it's a person, they do care. And they may have different ideas than I do. And they may not like my solution. Even if my solution is the solution God wants, they might not like it. And I can't fix it. Only God can. And so he says, if it seems slowly in coming, wait patiently. Why? Well, because it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Whatever it is that God's doing in your life, even if you don't recognize it, even if you think it's impossible, it'll happen. It won't be delayed. We can opt out of the plan, and God will use somebody else for it. But we can't change it. And so God is saying to Habakkuk, I understand you're unhappy. I understand you're worried. I have a solution. Here it is. I know you don't like it, but be patient because it will work out and it won't be delayed. That's good news for you and me. And I hope your life today reflects that. If it doesn't, well, try it and see. What do you got to lose? And thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. We got another day or so to finish this up. I wish you the very best. If you have a need or a concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. Until then, God bless you. I'll talk to you again.